And welcome back to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. You know, we have a mission on hand, especially when it comes to baseball season, and we try to get you up to date throughout the world of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. This will be no exception to the rule. I am so fortunate to have on the line with me right now none other than Brother OP. How you doing this week, my man?
I'm good, Mike. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing better, man. The Panthers seem to be jumping out, at least for the first part of the season. They're looking pretty strong, but I'll let you dive a little deeper as you break down the week that was.
All right, so we're going to start with the Panthers. PB was 6-0. They swept UAPB. Seemed like they figured some things out. They scored 24 runs this weekend, only gave up 8. Their next opponent is TSU on the road. You know, that's a tough one.
Yes,
Grambling 5-1. As they turned the corner, they swept Alcorn as expected. Next up, playing at UAPB. That's always a tough place to play. TSU, they were 3-3. They lost the series to Southern. Like I said, next up, they got Prairie View, and no telling how that could go. Both teams could end up 6-3, or you could have PV up by a landslide. Southern, like you said, they won the series against TSU. Next up, Alcorn. I expect them to get 3 wins right there, so they'll be 6-3. The tricky part about Southern's schedule is TSU, GSU, and PV all must come to Baton Rouge the second round. So they can get those 3 games at home, they'll be in good shape. So let's talk about the east side a little bit. FAMU 6-0. They swept Alabama A&M. Bethune-Cookman, they swept Valley. We all kind of figured that would happen. Alabama State 4-2, surprisingly, swept JSU at home. Jackson's 1-5. They play Valley on the road. I think that's a must-win. They must sweep Valley. They have a chance, Mike. Stay in the race.
Well, with that being said, just for a moment there, OP, we were kind of looking at Jackson State with our heads scratching. Do you think this is something that we might be looking a little too hard into at Jackson State, or they're just trying to still figure some things out?
You know, they got a veteran coach there. You know, they've been top of the SWAC on that side for the longest, so we've always figured that Jackson would be a mainstay amongst the top. So with them kind of struggling a little bit, that's a head scratcher for all of us.
Okay, I got you. Now you had the rest. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You have to some more you have to finish out with.
Yeah, so FAMU and Bethune-Cookman, they do battle this week, and that's a battle for first place. You got Alabama State battling Alabama A&M. That looms big in the SWAC standings also. But like I said, JSU could be in big trouble. In the second half, they only have Valley at home. That means you got to go to both Florida schools. You got to go to both Alabama schools, and that could be tough.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep a close eye on that one, OP. Now that we got a couple of series under our belt, what are the standings looking like for the SWAC?
Well, you got Prairie View at 6-0. You got Grambling at 5-1. You got TSU and SU 3-3. You got Alcorn 0-6. On the other side, you got FAMU at 6-0. You got Bethune at 5-1. You got Jackson State at 1-5. You got Alabama A&M at 2-4, and you got Valley at 0-6. But you better watch at 0-6. They're playing a lot better. You know, they're just gonna sneak on somebody as the season get later, I think.
Well, you just hit on something. This series coming up between Jackson and Valley this weekend. If Valley somehow can, I would even dare to say, win one of those games in that series, that would be enough, I guess, to pique interest. But very much so if they win 2 of, dare I say, go for the sweep. So it's going to be, I think, a pivotal series for not only just Jackson, but for Valley as well.
Always. But, you know, with 4 teams going to the tournament, You know, both of those guys are fighting for fifth right now. You know, with one win and no win. Um, you got to catch Alabama in with 2 wins, and which is very possible. But if they get 3 wins, say Valley get 3 wins, and Alabama and them get swept, they jump right over all of them.
Wow, that's very interesting. Now, another head scratcher. It seems like it's a roller coaster season for Pine Bluff. They're up and down, and I know they're challenged on the scholarship side, just as Valley is challenged. But what do you think is the missing piece for Pine Bluff to get through that?
That's been a big head scratcher to me. You know, that guy's been there 10 years with the same amount of scholarships, you know, same endeavors as he's been having. But like you mentioned, Valley has the same challenges. Alcorn has the same challenges. You just got to roll up your sleeves and get it done. You know?
Right.
You took the job knowing what the situation would be. And I mean, you've been there 10 years now, so I'm not using that as an excuse, Mike. I said, hey, you got to do what you got to do. With the transfer portal and kids wanting to play D1, you should be able to find the pieces to the missing pieces to your team that you need to be successful.
Right. Well, we talk about that transfer portal a whole lot, and we've seen dividends of that in these March Madness tournaments on the basketball side of things. But when you're talking about the baseball, as far as facilities and I guess the program, and I always have in the past, I don't lean too heavily on facilities. Facilities do play a role. I'm not going to doubt that and be oblivious to that. But when we're talking about systems, I think it's more crucial to build a program, a system. And when I talk about building systems and programs, your weight training, your dietitian, your actual IQ and learning and teaching of situational ball, be it baseball or any other sport. But you can see a bigger dividend, I'm thinking, on the baseball side of things. And the thing that has always frustrated me, OP, is, yeah, we play great amongst each other. And I'm sticking with baseball right now. But when we step outside of that SWAC covenant, we really, really have challenges. And I think there are challenges. Yes, finance has a little bit to do with it, but you really got to look at how we're developing our programs and the systems that we put in place.
The biggest key is networking, Mike. If you look at the guys, the Alabama State, that get kids from everywhere, Bethune and family get kids from everywhere, they have a big network of coaches that they know of that could vouch that, hey, if you go play there, that's a good program, good coaching. You know, when you don't have that, you're going to be in trouble even with the portal. So if you don't have a network of junior college coaches that you can lean on a little bit and a plethora of other coaches that could vouch for you, you're going to be in trouble. That's the biggest key, Mike, because me being on JUCO level, all kids want to do is hear D1. They don't care where the school is. They're already at a JUCO level. They just want to play D1.
Okay. Now, would it also, now the schools that you mentioned, they all have similarity as far as location, having that coastal influence. Is that possibly an advantage for where these guys, can build their programs and keep them sustainable?
Not really, Mike. You take a Prairie View. Prairie View is a great location, you ask me. There's a bunch of junior colleges around there. There's a bunch of four-year schools around there. If you network with those guys, they find out the guy's transferring. It's an easy target, man. And you got nice facilities there. And the school is beautiful with great accreditation and academic. I remember there was a time when I was at Grambling, they had a guy, Brent Smith, that wasn't going to play at ULM anymore, and he was going to give up baseball. I talked him into transfer to Grambling. That guy led the conference in home runs and was about to be done. There's other opportunities kids want. And they didn't have what they have now as far as the transfer portal and all these other opportunities.
Okay, so networking is the key. And another code word for networking that I try to share with people, it's about relationships.
Yeah.
You can build the right relationships with people. And like you say, it could be a person that you might not have total access to, but because of the right relationships, they can open up a door of opportunity for you to continue to build. Well, it's one of those things, of course, we're going to keep monitoring as close as possible. But I want to talk a little bit, OP, and I'm still coming down off the frustration, and maybe you can help me from going over the edge of this thing, man. We watched the World Baseball Classic, dynamic game between Japan and USA, and I'm still scratching my head. I'm so frustrated. And help me understand and make some rationale out of this, my man. Top of the ninth inning, you get the leadoff walk on, a leadoff base runner on with a walk. You then put in a pinch runner. Mookie Betts, yes, great ball player. Now you put in Wells, who has exceptional speed. Either you're going to give him the green light to go, or you need to sacrifice this guy. I think more sacrifice. Then you have Trout, and then behind Trout, Goldschmidt, actually the heart of your lineup. Why do we not execute the bunt, and why is no one talking about this?
That's the lost art of baseball that I really don't understand. You put in a pinch runner to advance in the second, via steal or button him over. Back in our days and the days that when baseball was good, everybody in the park knew they were butting him over. It was accepted. But now everybody wants to see swinging hits, and they bit him. It came back to bite him. You got to bunt.
You got to bunt, but maybe I'm over-emphasizing, or I'm a grumpy old man now. My son was like, "Pop, you really got to let it go." But it was selfish. It was so selfish to me that you blow this opportunity, and I really feel like the USA didn't play to win.
If you don't button that situation, it's apparent that you didn't play to win.
Okay, so maybe I got somebody sitting next to me on my lawn telling people to get off my lawn. Are we two grumpy old men? Is that what that is?
Well, it is what it is. It's a fact. You didn't win because you didn't give yourself a chance to win. I didn't tie the ball game up. Not to say that you're going to win. You got to tie it before you win, Mike. And
yes, sir.
We get a walk. That's our opportunity right now. So if you bunt him over and say Trout, instead of striking out, hit a 2-run bomb, now we're giving ourselves a chance to win. But you got to tie the game before you win it.
Not only that, OP, if you sacrifice this guy over, Ohtani has a total different approach to Trout with a runner in scoring position. He's going to pitch him totally different, I believe. And you're going to either do one of those intentional, unintentional walks, but then you got Goldschmidt coming behind him to set this thing up even sweeter. I am baffled, brother. I'm baffled.
Absolutely, Mike. Like you said, maybe you won't see so many breaking balls if there's a runner on second.
Hey, hey, brother. it just you increase your odds, I believe. But who am I, right? I'm just a guy with a microphone, and you the baseball guru, and I just ask the questions, man. But nonetheless, it is what it is, man. What's going on in the world of Baton Rouge JUCO baseball, sir?
Well, this weekend we opened up conference, Mike. We got Delgado Dolphins for 3 games on Saturday, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. And we're going to hit it rolling, man. This final stretch for us right here.
Yes, sir, the final stretch run, man. And, I appreciate you so much for bringing them baseball tidbits and wisdom to our listeners here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And it's time for you to release your Yahoo contact, sir. So go ahead and let folks know how they can get in contact with you.
I can be contacted at OlinParker65 at yahoo.com.
Look, man, and I'm not going to say anything this week, but it puts a smile on my face every time I hear that. What's that address again, OP?
OlinParker65 at yahoo.com.
All right. He is the baseball guru, Olin Parker. As always, man, we appreciate you so much. Much love. Good luck to you on this week. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We are on a mission to give you news you can use, and hopefully today was something that you can add to your repertoire. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to that YouTube channel with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget to visit our website, obnradio.com. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.